some shots, but can't find the head. It's good info. I'm not sure they're going to expect a second here with him as well, but now Blitz has to have his head on a pivot as they're both sides, and the crunch works beautifully. Open for business.
Like crunching accidentally just steps back too far. Dragon now just keeps pushing forward. Will eventually be removed by BTN, but the damage has already been done. It's a 4 versus Partizan, and the Double-Rettas are unfortunately find absolutely nothing. Collins will also take down BTN. It's so clean.
Save the Kevlar. I don't blame him. You've got to find, you know, a kill.
Smoke down top banana, flashbang forward. Loudnets are affected by it, and Dragon's bullets will do the job. BTN will at least trade. This is a messy fight in towards banana, one in which Collins and Nexus, to be fair, are sort of winning.
Huge here, Zello, surely. We're going to be anticipating this. He does. Spidey senses start to tingle. Vladden's still quicker. And now Blitz has got his work cut out for him, tucked behind the coffins, takes a bit of a spam. They look elsewhere. That's his cue to pounce, but a little bit messy on the spray.
Partizan don't want to trip over their own tails, so they're just taking their time. They're just making sure that everything is...
It is not a pretty sight. Launix super aggressive, and Collins seemingly didn't hear the sound cue. Launix was loud about it, but goes unchecked.
What?
Regardless, everybody else still popping off. Sound able to take one, but yeah, wildly scrappy stuff. To just end this round, Dragon's not going to be ready. That'll be the bomb. And this gets very awkward now for Depression.
Maybe is going to work out for him. Yes, it will. Instant headshot, first bullet accuracy, king. And
nicely, Blitz has a very powerful role in that round and absolutely delivers. Yeah, very sort of itchy fingers. You become very, very jumpy to these rotations. And oh my God, Collins. It's certainly given them something to worry about now. I'm surprised it doesn't pull anybody off of 8. There's been a fair bit of presence here from Partizan. It still feels like they're going to commit to this A-bomb site.
Worry, because again, for Partizan, it's just a guessing game, really, if you're Nexus, because they could be in your spawn. There could be a guy still in banana, because they'll now put themselves in an even more favorable position than they were in 2 rounds. Oh, a nice little bait out from Zello. And that sets up Blitz. But because Blitz is now in this corner and he's known...
And Blitz vulnerable on this site. HE is very good. It's going to spread a lot of damage, but still under huge pressure here, and he's been fully blinded. That's beautiful.
Okay.
It would be awkward if he isn't.
Really?
Wow.
Oh. Blitz holding. I think he's going to get wrecked by this flashbang. He doesn't type back in at default. There it is, but Sound at least is providing a little bit of cover. And now Partizan are a little bit slow to move. Sound will eventually be removed, and suddenly Zello will too. But are you accounting for Blitz in this corner? Of course you are if you're Partizan, but you can't stop his bullets. And maybe, just maybe, he's done enough because he's forced it into a 2 versus...
If that would have been her, but they're both coming in from Moto. BTN honed in on the angle. FAMAS delivers. Now it's all on to Dragon. 2 versus 1. He connects the first with the AWP, but this gets awkward. He's trying to flash at himself. Manages to evade it. Launix over the top. Oh, it's so scrappy. And Dragon with no scope required.
The fight to me to the point where I absolutely can guarantee this no scope being its most effective. And again... Collins is just being such a menace on the
health, and as HE comes over, very nearly finishes him off. He's down to 9. Vladin picks up another head in the apartment. Blitz.
Man, I've been really impressed with all of the moving pieces. I love the fact that it's been sort of worked, and then when they get set up to be at a point where maybe they could even just about convincingly go for a retake. It just doesn't happen. And now they're losing every single one of these players. Depression hits a flick right at the very
point in the last round where they're around about 5 figures on a couple of players.
Wow.
Lovely shot from Depression to start things off. Yeah, they say, screw it. Let's run this down. There's only a couple of rounds left of the half. We've got enough money. Show no mercy for Nexus, who are down to a really awkward buy here. Launix gone for a Mag 7.
But it feels like Kindo is going to be traded. You imagine immediately. Never mind. There's that dopamine rush in banana. Launix has found 2 jump kills with the Mag 7. The nade is brilliant, and Vladden will then line them up. Blitz is on the scene. He will be smoked off. Has to go for it. Has to try and make this dangerous play, but thinks better of it because Dragon is now holding this smoke. And despite everyone's best efforts,
still not quite enough. Very good util damage here on Banana this time round, and Dragon doesn't realize that there's fire behind him. Tries to get back and
forces him off the angle. This only gets topsy-turvy for Nexus if they lose Launex on B. But fortunately, because they're able to flush Vladen out of the apartments, that means there's going to be a rotate, but again, Blitz might be here too little too late. Smoke in immediately, and he peeks before the smoke is up. Blitz is gone.
Try and play around this coffin. Smoke flash over the top. One runs through. Depression doesn't see it. 4x3 moment, but it's okay. Colin exit frags found, but it's not going to matter as we go into the final round of the half. And Partizan have got
Aid's doing an awful lot of damage on towards Kindo, but the spam isn't really, and instead Nades go back the other way and break Launex's bones, sound it in towards the apartments, but B is the threat as Partizan double smoke CT. Flashbang good for BTN, but currently he can only find one.
Sound has managed to take another elsewhere. There's still Vlad contact here on A. It could be massive. I don't think that's part of the plan, and yeah, it all falls apart.
I know exactly where Sound is located. There's even a nades on the edge of the smoke. Kindo can't remove him. Sound is good, and Blitz deals with depression. I'm ready to see it. Dual Berettas a Kindo, you say scary sight. Oh, and he does. He's able to get the first. Will be traded immediately. This is good. This is really good for Nexus. We've now got a trade, something that has been few and far between. That molly has not spread. That molly is not spread,
no.
But oh dear. Collins has made a meal of it.
Or two. Would have made all the difference. Dragon. His job is just exit duties, and those Jawlies were just nowhere near as deadly as I thought they were going to be. He had a good opportunity to go for 4 MP9s and a scout. Look at the setup here. It's ridiculous.
They're all ahead of the molly as well.
Over the right time, right place. BTN, lovely entry. Catching out the man on top of first. Oranges, Kindo trying to activate and avenge his fallen teammates.
They just all collapse. Back-to-back rounds. A smoke. One that lands on top of the balcony. Flashbang through. Oh, will net a little bit of success. Vladen will get both these kills, but as you mentioned, be completely unfortified to be ready to take contact off the Zello. Oh no. Bomb's now halfway gone, and BTN is thrown into a 1 versus 3. They don't know where he is, which is good, and they don't have a kit, so they need to start getting on the bomb immediately. BTN will deny, and the spray transfer is good enough. Crisis averted.
Very well played from BTN, but of course, just...
Ooh, but this time, Kindo will hold. That's the difference. How on earth has he stayed alive? Well, at least he did for a moment, and then BTN has just sideswiped Collins through.
Fast on the rotate. Smoke's going to go in, but he will get a look before it blooms. So BTN spanned away. We're back into a 3v3 here, and it's just off. And now the job gets trickier.
They're just able to spin round. He pre-fires through the smoke. He's able to get that headshot. That feels like a social molly because of it. Is there a follow-up flashbang? Yes, there is, but both dodged, and then suddenly, surprise, the double angle of elevation, as you mentioned, is pivotal, but Vladen can't escape. Dragon,
when it could have caused them problems. Remember that bomb plant that went down on B, that had it have been spammed, it would have ended the round. Dragon's going to do that anyway with a double down short, and Depression finishing off the bang over. Blinded himself. He'll get one into short, but a 3-man stack on this site and a very well-timed nade that doesn't do too much damage. Goes a little bit too deep. Collins doesn't care. Him and Vlad with a 1-2 sucker punch. They'll find 4. Zello, the last man standing. Oh, it's a nice shot for the first, but that's about it.
Having a little look for him. Hopefully he can come back for train. This feels like it's basically done, and it is. Kindo completely destroys Nexus in top banana. Dragon wants a piece of the action, and well, he'll get it, just not in the way that he wanted. Zello, there we go. Speak his name, he shall answer. Too little, too late, and that's been the sentiment and the story low as well.
Yeah, well, I guess so. What? Oh my god, barreling forward. Kindo and Collins do well to keep a lid on things there. things up into a 3-on-3. It's a little bit awkward. Depression can't find the head, but enough bullets to the body will do the trick. The 2v2.
Oh, no. Depression. Oh, my God. How is he alive? Okay, finally. Will be removed by BTN. Him recommitting to that angle put on display here, giving Vladen a little bit of wiggle room to get out onto the bomb site. Ooh. BTN removed instantly, but now he's trying to close the gap. The Glock versus dual Berettas at long range will fade, especially with Blitz tucked in around the corner, but he will remove himself. And Dragon.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Well, that was not punished.
Jeez. Just as we were talking about Blitz as well in that last map and saying...
A lot of teething issues here for both Partizan and Nexus. Collins on a good line, but it's Dragon actually taking the contact. He'll be the one to get rid of Sound, and now for BTN and Xello, you got to somehow make your way out, and BTN is clearing angles that currently don't exist. He also needs to try and reclaim that bomb, which is why he's headed back towards A main, but it's a little bit brazen.
Now Nexus in a spot of bother. 3 rifles, couple of pistols. Kindo on a wide swing. He was hoping there would only be one on the other side. Ends up biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Dragon returns the fight. I'd expect them to. Ooh. Yeah, I'd expect them to with what they have, but it doesn't seem like they're in any kind of hurry here. Vladen's going to go for a little look. Until now as to where they're headed. But with Launex still outside of main and them starting to work their way around to pot. Big entry kill. Kindo a little bit slow. And now it's on to Dragon. He's got his work cut out for him and he can't escape the red train. So 2-man.
Vladen. They just have to try and save, hold on to their guns.
Oh.
That's a good amount of cash injected into the AWP's bank balance. So that's...
The CS2 moment where you stab him in the back and it doesn't kill him.
Get it gone. Dragon looking to get rid of any squatters in A main. Ooh. And he has this time got the better of Launex. Oh, wow. He just swings. Xello and Sound caught in transition. And Dragon just explodes onto the scene in A main and has given Partizan a way back into this first half very early. Blitz will finally remove him, but it's come at the cost of every single one of his teammates.
Unbelievable that Dragon just commits to the spread. Doing a lot of favors, and yeah, Dragon just catching that timing brilliantly. Xello sees the flash, knows there's one close. Oh man. This is explosive. They'll just play off of that entry. There's nobody else here on B to defend.
Good adjustment from Kindo at least. Oh, but Blitz just slides in. And again, this little box that is put up means that Dragon can't see Blitz. All of these new changes. Depression. Oh, so get removed by a Glock of all weapons. Hounded down by Launex. And in a blink of an eye, all because Xello found that opening kill. Nexus
getting caught on little awkward bits of geometry. Xello's found another early pick again. Remember, he finished that last map. I'm not going to say it was with 5 kills, but 2 of them came in the final round, right? So played the majority of Inferno with 3 frags. He's popping off at the start of train here. It's so important for that AWP to activate. 9. Oh, 1 for 1. I think that's going to be enough.
News is that he's being flanked by BTN and he's dead.
Ooh. Didn't look like they had much hope in this round anyway, but yeah, it's definitely gone now. Depression still actually going to have a go at this, working on the basis that there isn't going to be money to buy into the next BTN. Let's get the info. He's not got a gap wide enough to pull the trigger, but oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, these little pixels are dastardly, and Kindo just follows through on Blitz. That's important because on his team was just boosted up completely in the open. Kindo, that is a gross overextension, but it's okay because Vladen and Dragon were both hit. To be honest with you, Partizan needs the rest of these rounds in the first half. 7 is already a very good sum total to bring forward.
Strapped in the next, though, if they're not able to deliver here. Depression definitely not been able to output the same amount of damage as Zello with that sniper, but he's got one in hand here. It just feels like they're caught with their pants at their ankles. Util out for Vlad and Kindo. Way too slow.
That channel of Ivy, and whilst there is resistance because you get the opening kill, then further people are fighting. You don't expect the A pop. Amazing work from Depression to hold on to this, and he's even able to get the no-scope.
Zello will actually be the one to give him the fight, the Battle of the Titans here on the big greens. And Zello was actually quicker, but connects for the leg instead. Depression straight to the cranium. An advantage here for Partizan for the first time in a while, but Dragon's in a little too deep. And he drowns under the pressure of sound. The 4v4. Oh, God, what are they doing?
How? Why? It's really clear they do not have a lot of experience on this map. They don't really know what's happening. Nice shot onto Launex. Finally, he'll be removed. Blitz is going to get mollied out, and I think he'll just about live. Never mind. Gets eaten up by these flames. But Depression on basically 1 HP. There's not a whole lot he can do. These kills aren't being offered up, and then Sound will just wide swing him. Nexus walk away with the 4 players here ready to crunch on this. Partizan, they're ready for it, but so too are Nexus, and maybe you aren't going to be prepared for Launex, but Kindo is. These trades, though, are still somewhat favouring Partizan with Vlad and finding Xello. Blitz is still here. BTN can flank. They are trapped. They are not out of the woods yet, Partizan.
Great awareness from Collins, but yeah, not out of the woods is a light way of putting it. Kindo. HP massively favouring BTN, but he hasn't got Kevlar. If the Julies rattle off the shots, then they will. If I'm being honest, I think that one of the big problems here for Train is just like how easily the T's can get out of main. I thought that that was going to be met with a little bit of a shift of the red train, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the boxes, but we'll see. Time will tell. Sound giving us a big defense here on the site. Dragon able to trade it back eventually, but Depression very low on health as an expense, and I'm not sure what he was expecting there, but of course Blitz is just going to creep around and catch him off. Really awkward position to recover it as well. He needs to just go for these kills. Does he expect Blitz up close? The answer's no. Barrel pokes around the corner. Blitz will find the head, and Zello locked in. It's a tight angle, so he's got to be quick. He has been, and there's no reason to suspect that he won't be again here. Can't connect for the second shot, though, and overstays his welcome, pulling that nade out. That does allow things to trade back into a 3v3. Blitz on the rotation. Depression low on health. Needs to be very careful here. Of course, Blitz is ready for that fight. Look at this. Launex is kind of sandwiched in. He needs to be careful. Oh, bad timing.
Whoa, what? Okay, that is ridiculous. From Cox's just 1 or 2 rounds, one reset of the already fragile and fickle CT economy.
Making steps up in their career, then end up back here in Nexus. We're seeing that from Blitz, we're seeing that from Launex. Launex having a fantastic map here, though. A fantastic series, to be honest. As he said in that last round, he's definitely been that hardest hitter. Coming back. Showing BTM what he's learned. Upper echelons, Kindo. Oh, it's an important trade. It's a bit awkward to be losing lives to the pistols like this, but they are keeping a lid on things. Yeah, Launex being held on the flank, no trouble. Partizan for another.
10-7. No AWP for Zello. That's the feature piece here. Fast play. Oh, it's really fast from Dragon and Collins. And in the blink of an eye, the A defense disappears.
I love that. That felt so necessary from Partizan, who've been a little bit slow. It's been working for them, but right here, Zello somehow clawing things back, even with the rifle instead of the big green. A huge double. Keeps this round plausible. Last time we saw the man behind the boxes. There's a bit of a whiff and a double dink from the Tech 9. A lovely shot back from Depression. This round has been an absolute roller coaster, but a bumpy ending to it.
Yeah, because he's going to own them all with the rifle. And now Launex will spam out Collins through the smoke. It goes from bad to worse again for Partizan. As they lose their player early. Oh, HiGHLiGHTS now just pushing and taking liberties everywhere on the map. There is
potentially final round of this map. This is one they've got to have a crack at. Sound just denies any opportunity of that 3 versus here at the same time. He doesn't really want to be dying. He certainly doesn't want to die after the clock expires. So yeah, Blitz will sniff him out.
Taking over towards Pop as well. This feels like a lock-in. With Blitz taking the contact first, Launex should be easy pickings between him and Blitz, and it absolutely is. Vladimir will get one on the way out, but it's a 4 versus 2. It's a 4 just means that his hands aren't busy throwing that util. He can just remain. Timing, though, doesn't favor him. They've still got to cross over to this bomb site. Depression just about manages it. BTN starts closing the gap. Remember, Depression, 1 HP, as 2 is Dragon. And it is all up to this man. Tech9 in hand only. Element of surprise, the biggest factor for him, but Sound adjusts. Nexus will take this in a commanding fashion. And final map in this series. Partizan start on the CT side, and they are gunning it. Right up top middle, and within 2 seconds, Vladimir has removed Blitz.
Here as well, we'll be able to relay this information. Does he play through the smoke, though? This is dangerous. Oh, I love it. And he's good for 1, maybe 2, not quite.
Zello that Collins is tucked in towards the car fairly as he gives it a cursory glance and then the hard check afterwards. Vladimir can't also finish his dinner on Sound, so it leaves it all up to Kindo. And he will suffer.
Thick and fast because he's burning. It doesn't feel like there's too much escape, but he manages to slip his way into Goose, and Collins is here to land a headshot.
And now Depression can activate off the back of the contact being taken by the long players. So it works out just beautifully. Zello will immediately trade, but now he needs to find the entire squad. That spray transfer was nearly... Small jiggle. But Vladimir is the one to answer the call. He'll get rid of Launex, and Depression is still here. Bearing in mind, there is this 3rd player in close proximity on the B side. There's Depression activating. BTN trades immediately. You still don't know about Dragon, but BTN will just sideswipe him. This collapse on the B bomb site felt inevitable, but it also felt like it was going to be met with serious resistance. But BTN alleviates so much pressure.
Certainly put the pressure on to Nexus, but as you say, just exceptional from BTN on those position forward as well. Dragon on the other side of this smoke, but if he can just sort of keep them busy. There's this flank brewing from Kindo. He's a little bit slow up long here, and he might miss the timing, but everybody else popping heads. And whilst Kindo is largely irrelevant, Dragon comes in for 3. Kindo eventually decide a map, though. A series with a bit of weight behind it. Symptom of the nerves, perhaps. Shouldn't be. Both of these teams. Ooh, back on the angle. Just in the nick of time, can't connect. Doesn't matter. Dragon's good for another.
Yeah, Dragon's playing exactly the same. Trying to clear every angle. What can Vladimir see here? What's going to be the protocol? It's going to be the flashbang that is live and direct, lighting up HiGHLiGHTS' screen. Brilliant little protocol there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Bit of teamwork, Depression. Trying to be on like an off angle on top of the car. It's not going to work. Collins does manage to double time that they can't really afford for it to. HE ready to blow this smoke open. Timing key. Dragon looked ready for the fight, but Launex is just quicker. Collins doesn't win this fight. Vladimir can just go and join the AWP and hold on to these rifles, and there you go. Launex will pop ahead. This now just feels like a Nexus round through.
Much there. I think you're completely spot on with Kindo. And the way I was sort of setting this up, I was thinking, okay, well, they've done this deliberately, and now they're going to... And there wasn't really any method to the madness. This hunt feels like it's going to be a pretty good success story. Depression will find Sound on the way out, but quickly laid to rest. This is nice. You got anti-flash on the rifle. Depression could take first contact and then hopefully fall back. And the objective is to bait them into the rifler. Flashbang forward. Blitz full blind. Gets rid of Collins. It was the right idea in between the wisps of this smoke. He'll eventually make it out. And meanwhile, Depression has followed through on Sound. Player advantage, Partizan.
Actually a beautiful setup, but... yeah, as you say, Unlucky to die to the full blind blitz. Depression. The little gap over the smoke to try and provide the support onto Vlad. And there you go. Attention pulled away. They won't expect him on the wood. Scrappy for the second.
Relevant because he was just completely stranded. Had to do something with his position. This time, Partizan want to take their position up top mid. Blitz will be traded by Collins.
Inches through these doors. He could be in for a nasty surprise. Timing's good. And there you go. Collins will give them that early advantage. Depression's going to...
Originally dissuaded away from Collins on a big flank, which would be okay. Oh. If any required.
Tucked in that corner. I'm not surprised that he went off the radar because he was just dead silent the whole round. That was his entire goal, his entire purpose. Kindo stepping in this time, though. Going big, being loud. You got to pick up the pieces. Leaves it down to sound. 1v4, straight into the sniper. Depression will finish, and he definitely pulls ahead towards the end there. 100 meters left, and they are behind.
Oh, timing I thought was not going to really favor Collins and Kindo. Kindo taking 2 scalps there.
I think we'll see a plant. It's to be a retake here for Nexus. There's no kit. Launex hasn't got Kevlar, but they went for the util. Recipe here for Nexus, but he has got the smoke.
Uh-oh. Okay, he will get him. It's so important that Vladen lives. They've got to come and clear him. They do pre-fire the common corner. Defuse has to be locked in. Cover has to be maintained. Is there enough time for Launex to defuse this bomb? Dragging up and over. No. He denies at the last...
It will stop them for a moment, but smoking it off, playing right through, contact made, and the barrel spotted. There is no escape for BTN. The sound's been digged to the process.
Partizan just keep doubling, but not passing it over to
here. BTN is dead to rights. Wants to play for the trigger discipline. BTN's the only man home here on the B-bomb site, and as soon as that kill comes through, that's it. Round over again.
Brilliant little variation there for Partizan. They want to go into exactly the same round, but they just wanted to add a little twist on it through middle. BTN just caught lacking. Kindo caught lacking. Nice shot from Launex. This time, this is a 2v3.
Going for a major commitment on the A-bomb site, hoping that, you know, that works out. And if it doesn't, then you're basically just forfeiting the round. They went for the early save call here as well, and that has fallen flat on its...
Over the tops of the smokes. So too is HiGHLiGHTS. This head-to-head hasn't played out directly, so it's the depression that gets blitz. A lot of damage being inflicted on both the AWPer and Kindo, but you feel like HiGHLiGHTS is going to post himself into the angle. No, it's depression that walks straight into him. That is such an important kill back for Nexus.
Yeah, super key from Zello, still popping off shots. 2 massive TN again. Seems like they're interested in short. A bit of a whiff from Launex. Will actually give Partizan the legroom that they need. Zello's AWP. It's been beautiful so far this round, and it is going to connect for a third. And Incendiary allows him to escape as well. BTM with another. Collins 1v3 needed.
At least forces HiGHLiGHTS off the line. That's more than his team have been able to do, but he meets the same fate. They want to do. No, it is that AWP, so they want to challenge HiGHLiGHTS head on.
Ooh. Oh, very key shot from Depression. Round prior, we saw all 5 on long. This time, all 4 are going to send it up the cap, but here up close to the left. Oh, it's messy, but blitz for 2.
It's really important he gets a multi-kill, actually, because that puts...
Just running this clock down so low for Partizan, though, that BTN saying, well, you know, surely they've got to be heading B with 15 seconds left. You have to have balls of steel to walk up long. But still, no time to get off this bomb. Depression has to commit to tap it in the digits. BTN doesn't want to go for the fight or play for the smoke instead. And Depression does not expect such a...
HiGHLiGHTS with a molly to boot, and that means that Sound is now a little bit isolated. At least Launex is somewhat holding, but the smoke will provide a little bit of leverage for Partizan to get that opening kill. Launex will...
On the other side of this CT smoke, facing the wrong way. As the util comes in, he'll start to realize, but he gets on the angle just before it blooms. Finds a very important pick. Xelo's able to find one.
Yes, from depression. And there's no flashbangs to get them in towards the site. It has to be led with the mollies. Depression will find that first kill, and he's just trying to be a little bit of a nuisance. But a flying BTN will remove him. Kindo trying to navigate his way through the box. Time starts to become a little bit of a burden. But between BTN and Xelo, they're able to run him down. To be garnered in through middle, you can have elongated crossfires between the A players and the B players. Oh, you're not putting yourself in any big risks. BTN will somehow get tech-9'd at range by Vladden, and Ingo's Dragon over the top. Okay, I said about risk. Dragon slipped the net in towards mid.
4v2 in their favor over the line with the B retake in the last. This time, they've got to do it with the numbers against them. It's a good start from Blitz, but Launex falling. The Desert Eagle just not connecting for another head. Dragon still is, though. And Collins has been on the back opportunity.
They set themselves up so well there, Nexus, and it just falls at the final hurdle. BTN on the MP9 does the damage, but it's Dragon again. Doing so much. 4v3. Oh, and he just keeps going. 3 kills in the round. Look at the HP bars for Nexus. Surely this is it.
No avenue back into this B site for Nexus. We've just looked subpar here on Dust 2. They've had some great moments, but this is where it all comes closing to a very abrupt end. Partizan 2-1 in the series, and yeah, impressive.